fancier packaging, fair trade, and good for my wallet. I was like, you know, let's splurge. I get a set of 2 of them pineapple rings, fair trade. And we opened them yesterday, and I eat one, and it just tastes like watered down pineapple. It is just, I don't even know how they managed to mess up a pineapple in a can. I've never had this before. Ridiculous. Also, there was a deal on the actual pineapples. So also bought, it was like 2 for €3, which is very cheap, no?
2 for €3? For
2 for
pineapple?
3? Yeah, for pineapples.
What do you need 2 pineapples for?
What? You just eat them.
Eat 2
I think I was
pineapples?
shoving them on my butt, Wardy. Like, what do you do with your pineapple? You just eat them, you more. It's food.
You eat 2 pineapples? I don't think I've ever bought 2 pineapples at the same time in my life.
What?
I've just never bought 2 pineapples at the same time. What would you need 2 for? Just eat 1.
Yeah, but I know, you can leave them overnight and you don't have to eat them at the same time.
That's a lot of pineapple, though. Like a full pineapple, and then you get a second one.
Yeah, I don't live by myself. Irene also eats.
Oh, you let her have the pineapple. That's the difference. I see. Yeah.
Whenever you have pineapple, Helen's not allowed to touch it. That was my pineapple.
Helen's not allowed pineapple, no.
That's right.
She's stuck on the shitty watered down pineapple out the tins.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, there's something off with you. In Thailand, a huge cup of fresh pineapple costs 0.5 €. Yeah, in Thailand, the mangoes are also cheap. Everything is beautiful. And they're so tasty, man. Like Thai mangoes, they're a different level.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
It's just fresh, isn't it? Like, super
Yeah,
fresh and well grown. They have good temperature over there.
Thai fruit, pff, delicious, man.
I feel like most fruit in like Asia is usually very good now.
Yeah. Stuff in Korea is really expensive because it's an island.
Yeah.
Also, I think they have secret shops where Koreans do grocery shopping. Because it's so expensive when you go to like a regular store. It's like, what the hell? Where do these people get food? You go to like a supermarket, it's like bananas for like 15 euros. Like, what the hell is this? And then you go to like a tiny store on the side of the road, and this woman is making the best meal that you've ever tasted in your life.
It's like 2
and
euros.
she gives you like 2 euros. Like, what the hell? I didn't have to pay for this. Like, nah, it's free. Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Korea isn't an island, but okay. Well, trade-wise, it's an island, right?
Yeah.
I know it's a peninsula, but we count it as an island, like the same stuff. Because there's not a whole lot of stuff coming from North Korea. Except propaganda.
I was gonna say, like, the only like the shops are expensive, but I guess if you just buy the traditionally Korean things, it's very cheap. It's funny.
But yeah, I was just downstairs and I was, you know, looking through the fridge. And then I saw these pineapple rings again. I was like, okay, maybe yesterday was a fluke, but no, they still taste just watered down. I was very upset.
Wow. I can't believe you buy 2 whole pineapples at the same time.
Yes, messed up. And 2 canned pineapples as well.
And 2, oh my god, you're a pineapple fiend.
I'm a machine. Ooh. All right. This is one of ShoWTimE's favorite builds, by the way. And I actually kind of dig it too. It is single gate into fast third base, 4 adepts, pre-warp gate. And he does like these 3 adept move outs. 3 adepts allow you to one-shot creep tumors. They're great in trades against links, especially if you have oracles with it. I really, really like this build. And it's a lot of added safety as well, because you just have freaking 4 adepts. You do need to do it on maps where you can wall like he's doing right now. So pylon gate cyber, and it's like a semi-full wall. Like if the links really want to push through, they often can between the adept and the, you know, the lava wall or whatever it's over here.
Lots of potential intrigue as these adepts move out. I really feel like ZvP is one of the, obviously, most fun matchups that's changed because of the energy overcharge. I'm so excited that battery overcharge isn't here. Like, it's so fun. Can't get over it.
The madman removed it. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I think in PvT, you're going to see some wild build orders, to be honest. Once we get some time to cook, I think there's going to be like lots of wild dishes coming out of the Protoss kitchen there. Maybe even some problematic dishes, but we'll see about that.
You think? Problems?
Yeah, like hallucination scouting and like tracking medavacs and stuff is really powerful if you're fast.
You think that's more problematic than just like super battery?
I mean, that's the beautiful thing, right? If Terran starts complaining, we'll be like, ah, okay, that's fine. We'll just bring the super battery back and we'll see how quick they change their tune. This is the most powerful tool, you know? So, it's fine, we'll revert it. Yeah, you know they don't want that, so it's fine.
Ling's gonna get in here as we have Aaron's going down on the other side. And getting in there for some damage on the other side, so Ling's getting some Stalkers. Oracles are going to get back across, still don't have any energy left as well. As we just have the Blink coming up, +1 coming in. And Roachron and the lair building on the side of Solar.
Yeah, honestly, ShoWTimE just plays really well. Like I'm almost always impressed with him. Like when I see him like execute stuff, it's just really freaking good. I think his builders often make a lot of sense. I like the way he moves. I'm just generally a fan. He's building a cannon at his third base. Not as big a fan of that. I think he was afraid of something. He doesn't have to be afraid. He is in an absolutely fine spot. Has a lot of stalkers. There's a lot of energy on these oracles. He'll be safe.
Well, there's one Blink coming about. Seeing our Templar Archives, now Forge coming through. Hydrogen Infestation Pit. Building from Solar. I feel like ShoWTimE's played so well. Obviously got that second place at a Home Story Cup as well. I feel like since then he's been really just like super high level. It's been really fun. Like he's been so competitive with pretty much anyone he's played against. It's been really fun to watch.
Yeah, he's really a phenomenal player. And he's now going to move out on the map with a bunch of stalkers. We have the Stasis Ward Trail of Doom coming out of him as well. And this is just really stellar stuff. Like, it's going to have Blink, you can always blink back. It is scary as hell here for Solar to chase this, because you don't know how many Stasis Wards there are. Fourth base did get cancelled though, so that's going to be a little bit frustrating. Single Oracle did manage to chase away some of these links, but a cancel always sucks. We have Templar Archives behind it. We're actually going to go for double Forge. I've been doing some of this stuff as well. Double Forge after Blink Storm. I've been liking it quite a bit. I'm not sure if it's better than going for a faster Fleet Beacon, because you still have to go for Fleet Beacon, second Stargate against this type of lurker transition majority of the time, but I like the way that he's playing. Theoretically, what ShoWTimE is doing here makes so much sense to me. Like it's almost perfect. Or like in my mind, this is actually how you want to play. It is perfect.
Yeah, it's that's what's so fun to watch about it as well, right? It's just like so few people can really pull this off consistently, and ShoWTimE's just there doing it all the time.
Wardy.
Hi.
I said Fleet Beacon, second Stargate. Instead, we're getting double Robo. Now, I'm a huge fan of many Immortals. I'm not as big a fan of going many Immortals after Stalker Templar, because your transition hits so late. Like, if you only have 2 Immortals and there's 12 Lurkers, that is a problem. If you have like 2 Tempest, it's actually kind of okay, because you can shoot at these Lurkers from a distance. You have Storm to delay a little bit, but ShoWTimE's gonna need to play very well here on the map in order to grow his Immortal count. Gonna get a cancel on the 5th base. Let's not forget, by the way, that he can't take the gas on his 4th either, because it's still being blocked. He's just moving across the map right now, and Solar doesn't have anything that can deal with Storm very well. We're gonna have a couple more Stasis Wards. Zealots coming in now as well. There is a possibility that ShoWTimE just walks up a ramp and deals a lot of damage.
Let's see if he wants to. He's going to come around the right-hand side, maybe try and get in towards the 4th base on the bottom side here. The Lurkers are all on the way up. They're just not quite ready yet, so ShoWTimE might be in position, which is nice, because then the Lurkers have to push into the Protoss a little bit, right? Which is really nice. If you're not pushing into them, but they're pushing into you, definitely helps a little bit. These Lurkers step forward now. First Storm comes down, hits the Lings in a big way. Extra Storms, but that's kind of about it, right? Like, you don't really have much Storm energy left, so I think it's time to just back off. We are going to play defense at home. The Lings are going to try and get by, but cannons and warpins. These Lings get nothing done at all, so good defense from ShoWTimE. He's still on the map, still going to look to peruse around and see if he can find a different direction, and going up this ramp, he'll find a base.
Yeah, it's gonna take out the 5th. Still no extra gas for ShoWTimE here, by the way, which is really freaking frustrating. I think he's regretting taking that base. Now he's getting the fleet beacon, second Stargate, as Immortal starts pumping as well. And he's being very aggressive out there on the map. He needs to be, because the moment he loses the right to be on the map, the moment the lurkers siege on one of his bases, it's going to be freaking hard for him to defend. Like, he has a lot of storms, he has a bunch of stalkers, but none of that deals well with lurkers once they're burrowed and they're attacking something.
Well, a position definitely something he keeps on working with, trying to hold Solar back as best as possible, giving himself time to get that extra Stargate up. But the ship is going to start, +1 air weapons on the way too. That transition is happening. It's just going to take a little while to get there. As we have, of course, these oracles still just dropping stasis ward after stasis ward as well. Actually going to try and pick off a lurker or so here. Another storm coming down off the right side. Lurker's actually going to come up the other ramp, and ShoWTimE needs to be super careful not to get cornered, but that's the power of the stasis wards. Patching a bunch of the lurkers that are going to take a lot of the power away from Solar.
Yeah, for sure. We have a Ling run by at the same time as well. There is Adrenal Glands. Might be capable of getting a cancel on the 5th if he just right-clicks it. But he's going to be fighting the Zealots instead. And these are 2-1 Zealots. They're pretty powerful. Stasis wards have now pretty much expired. Solar's going to make a play for the other side. But this is like a minute and a half after lurkers became active. It isn't as scary anymore. Actually, there's still no lurker. There's still no Tempest out, is there? And this lurker gun is pretty good. So we might see in action now why I prefer going Tempest before the Immortals in this case. Theoretically, that makes more sense to me, because then you can poke at this from a distance. With 2 Immortals, you can't really do that. You can just walk into 15 of those lurkers. And the moment ShoWTimE loses the ability to be on the map, he's in a lot of trouble right now.
Solar capitalizing, as we are going to see the attempt to move forward there. A couple storms coming out. We dropped the cloaking. You see it a little bit further back. The mothership going to come in and fire some shots. New and improved.
Can it fight that? How many Hydras is this? This is like 7, 8? One mothership? Pretty powerful with the Tempest. I think you can. Overseer is providing a lot of vision. ShoWTimE moves in forward. Lurker staying alive for now. Is that going to be enough? As 4 more lurkers do finish morphing, I think that the mothership should be powerful enough to beat this.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's just about going to be enough to push this back and put that work in. So put that push back, get that reset. And we are going to see ShoWTimE surviving. Man, that was kind of scary though. Like, he was running out units fast on the ground. So just having a couple units up in the skies in the end really went a long way for him.
Yeah. Solar right now, by the way, is trying to take his 5th base on the low ground here. He still has a decent worker count, doesn't have much in the bank. He's going to try sieging up over here. Do we have any storms on the side of ShoWTimE? Oh boy, do we. We have 2 storms on 1 Templar, potentially a couple more later on. Lurker count right now is at 5, which is quite low. We see a Corruptor transition coming in with this Spire. Vipers are already out. We have a Prism in a dead space. And ShoWTimE here is planning on moving out across the map. I wouldn't mind if he waits a little bit with it, while he first sets up a 5th base, maybe get a cannon, maybe get a Templar there, get up to like 180 supply or so, and then see if we can do something. Now it might just be a little bit too soon.
Well, going to drop a couple of storms down. ShoWTimE. And we have the Tempest to fire a few shots as well, utilizing that Revelation, which has got already dropped on the army. Continue to retreat, but I mean, Solar is chasing into a bunch of storms. He takes a lot of damage there, actually. Still trying to run Lings on the top, but ShoWTimE's defense has been pretty good in these positions. The batteries are holding out. The Zeld Archon combined is going to be good to push those Lings away. Continuing to do very well there.
I mean, we have 3-1-1 upgrades. Like, what do you want?
But, yeah, nothing. 3-1-1 sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, these Lings are not going to beat it, you know, if you have an Archon 7 Zealots. Like, if these are like 2-0 or something, I'm like, okay. But I think these are just bad traits that Solar is taking right now. Yeah, ShoWTimE is just hanging out for a little bit. We have more lurkers coming in. It's going to go up to 6. Hey, without Corruptors, you're not winning a fight against this Tempest army, let me tell you.
Yeah, well, Corruptors are coming up. They're just absolutely necessary. So that Spire finally coming into play. +1 flyer attacks will start as well. Zealots coming around, just heading down the bottom right. Couple Tempests coming over, +2 attack coming up as well. Again, the Nexus just continuing about. The Zealots keep on moving.
That they do. +2 armor coming in. Shield weapons, or shield armor? What's that called even? Just shields.
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 Shield weapons?
Yeah,
Sick.
I don't know.
Every time you
Just
shoot a
shields.
Protoss shield, it just fights back?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind it. Got some shields over here coming in soon. Zealot will get caught as the 6th base will get cancelled. This is pretty irrelevant for the state of the game, this 6th. I think ShoWTimE should try to do a better job at making sure that his 5th and his 4th stay alive. That's going to be important. Zealot Rumba is actually big. If he gets the cancel +3, that would be really nice. There's still a lot of range units in this army. We have 8 Lurkers and 11 Hydras. +3 being the Knight's gonna suck for Solar here. First Corruptors now on the way out. Let's see how this fight is gonna go. Because I am not quite seeing this go in favor of Solar, to be honest. Does he have any spellcasters? He has 1 Viper, no Infestors. I mean, good luck.
Yeah, lack of spellcasters feels pretty rough, as we are going to see ShoWTimE's army looking great. Approaching the other side, already getting a few pot shots off on the Corruptors to start things out. The Corruptors commit, I mean, you've got so much splash damage on the ground as well. Definitely a factor also as the Archon's going to sit out there. We do see some of the Ling Hydra pushing around the top, but still that defense has been great for ShoWTimE up top. He's really denied that base from ever being in trouble. So fantastic job there as the Tempest get back at this hatchery. I just still not finding anything at all. A couple of Mortals going to wander over. I mean, just a different base, but same story. The defense is too good. The same units come across as well. So these Hydras will go down. It's dropping storms all over the place over here. Time Walk goes down as well, and we're just going to fight this. And ShoWTimE is going to comfortably push this army of Solar back, and Solar doesn't have the money to remax, so unfortunately it is Solar looking as though ShoWTimE's going to take this game. The Archons, once they get involved on those Corruptors, are going to mean that this is not even a competition, and it does look as though ShoWTimE has game 1 in the bag.
Yeah, for sure. We have GG coming out of Solar. ShoWTimE picks it up. Impressive hold, honestly. Like, once he lost that 5th base, and he hardly had anything.
Right, so game number 2, as we head into the top left-hand side. Down a game is going to be the red Zerg player. It is Solar. And in the bottom right, up 1, ShoWTimE happily Protoss.
All right. What are you thinking, Wardy?
I'm thinking that Solar's going to have to play a little sharper. ShoWTimE looking good.
Yeah, he did look good. What a beast, man. Those oracles, those adapts. I freaking love his build order. I'm sad that I wasn't the one that invented this, because it looks cool. He has quite a bit of pressure with these early adapts, and then he just continues, and he gets so much momentum in the game, like from very early on, even without doing a whole lot. Like, he just kind of gets it. He's now going to block his opponent's natural, so that's epic.
Nice. Forces that hatchery off over to the side. Sion Whispers of Gold as the gate and the gas come online. We wait for that to develop. Here on your favorite map.
Yeah, the favorite map of the new ones.
Favorite map of the new ones.
It's a low bar so far. Actually, there's a, you know, the Golden Wall lookalike?
Golden Wall lookalike.
Yeah.
El Dorado?
I don't know. What it's called. I just know there's a Golden Wall lookalike.
Bottom left, bottom right, suppose?
Yeah.
Yeah, El Dorado.
Yeah. I think that map, not bad either.
Okay. That one gets vetoed a lot.
Yeah, I think people just
don't want to think about it.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Makes sense.
Not a bad map so far.
Fair enough. That's good to know. And that was pretty popular in the TLMC.
Did I play that one? No, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't remember any of these maps.
A bunch of these were TLMC. Yeah, I probably stopped inviting you.
Alright, what do we have here? Split bases, drones, links. Really nothing that interesting, is there?
Typical early game ZvP.
Yeah.
Stargate. Expected.
Yeah. This map he won't be capable of doing the trick though, unless he walls with like a second pylon. Like the third pylon being... It would be a weird position for a pylon. It looks very ugly, but I guess it could work theoretically. I'm not opposed to it if he were to try it again. It's gonna at least double chrono these adepts. And I'm assuming a third adept will come out as well. Gotta be in between these bases too. I'm actually kind of excited to see what he's gonna be doing.
Link speed about halfway done. A few links coming up. Stargate coming through. A couple probes adept. Warp gate continue to come by. We have the +1, the pylon coming up as well. So just waiting for the Oracle to basically come through and get active with the adepts and see if we can nip around for some damage.
Oh, there we go. We get a shade out. Weird timing for a tumor, by the way. At that point, you know it's going to get sniped majority of the time, especially double adept Chronos. Surprised that Solar tried going for that. Very risky. He's going to end up losing it. It's not going to have any creep threat going towards the middle from that third base location. It's going to delay it quite a bit because the first few tumors usually are free. And that's not going to be the case. ShoWTimE once again will go for the 4 adept opener. This time, of course, with that second gate, we'll be forced into building another pylon as well over here. So it's going to be 4 pylon before he gets that nexus down. This is a bad fight here with these adepts. It's going to lose 2 of them, maybe even 3, although no. Solar can't do that. Oracle's gonna head home as well. Did absolutely nothing, achieved nothing, killed nothing. Third base is going to go up 4 minutes and 10 seconds into the game. I'm loving this position much more for Solar than I did in the previous game.
Yeah. I mean, definitely a bit of a better start as we just have the Oracles joining up around the left-hand side. Nexus building on the third base, and well, Solar is going to have the Queens here, going to get straight onto those Oracles, trying to target the hurt one down, but ShoWTimE at least sees that in time to make sure it doesn't fall. That'll be Oracle number 3 popping in a moment to join the other duo. And to go from there, Solar just makes a little round of links, obviously takes some map control himself, and make sure he can deal with anything else that comes his way.
Torch Twilight, double Oracle, or triple Oracle, sorry.
Very standard.
He likes keeping that one at home, just for safety. He's such a safe player. He really is the coolest. 4 adepts stay on the map for now. There's 2 oracles with it. They're gonna revelate these queens. And honestly, Solar once again going without the +1 Evo chamber. If I'm playing against ShoWTimE and I'm a Zerg player, I'm rushing that Evo chamber every single game because you know he loves following up with Blink Stalkers, and +1 links are just very good against that. You can stay on a little bit of a lower gas count. 4 drones are gonna end up falling here, and 1 adept will go down too. Spores will keep the mineral safe against the double oracle terrorism that we so often see. The drones right now are going to be quite happy with how all of this went. We see 12 more on the way, and Solar will be at the drone count that he so desires. 4th base should come down. I like this game more, but I would have loved it if at any point Solar would have built a faster Evo chamber. Just got him +1 on the links. I don't understand why that's not the case.
Just feels like you could have gone away with it, right? Without slowing anything else down. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously gonna, you're gonna have slightly worse eco because you're sending a drone in that Evo chamber. You're spending, you're mining a little bit more gas as well. But I don't know. If you know that, like, ShoWTimE is a very standard player and he likes to repeat what he's done before. You'll throw in the occasional all-in, but if you struggled last game against his standard, he's probably gonna, deploy the same type of strategy again.
Mm-hmm.
+1 links are just better against it. Ooh, Solar wanted to come in with a flank. There's 2 stasis wards there, so he needs to be careful. Because before you have roach speed, like, roaches are not actually that great against Blink Stalkers, right? You just get targeted down. You can't really chase, you can't really win. You're gonna need high link counts anyway, and right now we're just seeing a lot of roaches off 68 drones. This almost feels like a roach all-in. The only thing we're missing is Overlord speed. Oh, there we go.
Well, get that going. And we get ready for some aggression here in the near future as ShoWTimE sets up into his future tech that will help a lot. The Temple Archives and the Robo Facility, of course, so getting set for that very shortly as these few Stalkers step up and a couple of those roaches begin to go down.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. If you don't have a lot of links, your roaches are just going to fall until they have roach speed. Like, you just can't get in range of these Stalkers. There's a bunch of links just idling on the right side of the map. They wanted to go for a drop into main base, but Solar needs to think about staying alive and not losing too many roaches before the fight starts. He's only lost 2 so far. He's gonna lose a morphing roach here. I mean, ShoWTimE sees the lack of drones on the 4th, and every single alarm bell should be ringing right now. This 4th base out of ShoWTimE is a bad call.
Yeah, sort of thing you don't want to be spending money on right now. You got to play defense. As you have the first dropper load, just going to have 8 lings inside, but could already be a good distraction. Could force Warpins out of position. A lot of ways just to start pulling ShoWTimE apart here. And ShoWTimE getting closer to charge. That will help a lot if you get there. Like I say, that drop in the main base is going to be a little frustration as Stalkers and Archon. And that's basically the army right now, so we got to get a lot done with this. We do have Oracles dropping the stasis walls to try and help. The Lings will attempt to go in toward the natural, but so far no success there, as the Adept is going to hold that wall very nicely, and the Roach Ravager is left to face off against the Stalkers. We do deal with the Lings in the main base very comfortably too. No probes dying. Solar is going to try and work his way through the gateway. Open up the wall, and this natural could open up a lot of opportunity for you in the long run. I like that ShoWTimE's even getting a cannon up on that natural as well. An extra bit of defense for that position as he continues to blink back, letting his units do what they can. He just energy overcharge one of the batteries here to give it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more healing on these Stalkers. I think ShoWTimE just needs to get the Stalkers from the natural involved as well, because he's obviously low on army supply. If you've got a bunch of units not taking part in these fights, it's going to be rough for you.
Yeah. ShoWTimE has a very high Stalker count though right now, and that is going to be an issue for Solar. He did manage to add a couple of creep tumors, so it's going to make his micro a bit easier. +2 is about to finish up. +1 armor is also about to finish up. Drop to the main base once again. 8 Lings. Oracles will move into position to deal with it. They aren't so useful in the fight. They could maybe throw down some stasis, but there's too many queens to really start targeting down these Ravagers. Solar's gonna max out soon. I think ShoWTimE should not be sending in Zealots quite yet. They're basically just cannon fodder at this point, but you don't need to do that. He's gonna warp in a couple more. Ravager Biles are gonna take him out. Does feel like ShoWTimE is slowly but surely pushing through this, although his supply is also falling. Do we have a new overcharge? Yeah, we're gonna have a new energy overcharge, maybe on a sentry, maybe just on another battery. With a sentry, you could perhaps try catching some of these Ravagers. We're not seeing it quite yet. Main base double oracles are idling over there. Stalkers are pushing back these roaches, but for how long is that going to be viable? As +2 ground weapons finishes up right now. We have an immortal that is about to pop. So it is 2-1 versus +1. ShoWTimE is down 60 supply. Has a fort base, which hasn't mined yet and is practically useless. I really think getting a couple of sentries is worth it in this case. Even if they get biled quickly, you might just be capable of getting 1 or 2 extra units or pushing away a couple of units. The Stalker micro is phenomenal, by the way. I'm all the way zoomed out, and it just looks like ShoWTimE is microing everywhere.
Continuously pulling certain units forwards and backwards. Without the wall and the natural, you can kind of go back and forth in that position a bit more easily now as well, funnily enough, as the new Immortal going to be popping soon. There's going to be a second Immortal in this army. That's big. A little move coming on the Stalkers on the left side. A couple of Zealots get charging in front of there as well. And ShoWTimE, it feels like he's so close to kind of holding this off, but the supplies are increasing. I mean, Solar's about to be maxed out, so despite all these trades, he's still staying completely maxed pretty much. ShoWTimE just needs to try and keep on hanging in there. You're right, that +2 attack likely going to help. The Stalkers warping in. Good corrosive bars towards those. I mean, we get another Immortal on the way. Extra Stalkers warping in too. ShoWTimE just needs to keep on holding on. It's just a question of, again, how realistic is that going to be? Can you keep doing that? I mean, he's making a pretty good case for it, but there's just so much Zerg.
There's no more queens. Oracle's gonna be huge right now, still has a lot of energy. I think he overcharged it. He's rebuilding another Oracle, realizing what just happened. All of these Ravagers are super vulnerable all of a sudden. 10 workers are going down. That's not the end of the world. As long as ShoWTimE keeps his main army alive, he has a fort base, he can quickly rebuild stuff. This micro has been phenomenal. A third Immortal is out here as well. Don't forget that Solar is super all-in with this. And just being up 12 workers when you're down 2 upgrades is not going to be good enough. 2 queens now make their way across the map, so Solar is going to reinforce this position. I really think the next energy overcharge should be on a sentry. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but it's so useful to just have a couple of these force fields in if you have a full range army. There are currently no Stalkers on the left side. That means that the Oracles need to deal with this. ShoWTimE is miraculously staying alive. But I'm not sure for how much longer. Yes, he has 4 Immortals. Yes, he has better upgrades, but the bio count is insane. These Oracles are out of energy at this point. Yeah, GG's gonna get called. ShoWTimE is just gonna leave. There's a couple of things I think here that he could have done.
In the overall state of the group, as it's 1-1. The bottom left is ShoWTimE, and the top right, is Solar. Ultra love the map. Our final game of this series.
Yeah. A couple of black holes on this map. Vortexes? What do you call these? This is black holes, no?
Where, sorry?
Like the middle of the map? Look at that.
I'm on your camera.
Or is it like the Eye of Sauron?
Oh, it's kind of like a black hole, isn't it?
Yeah. There's also one like near the natural. And there's one near the main base.
It just looked like a black hole because it's like there's just a point at which everything's absorbed.
Just like the Eye of Sauron.
Well, No, it's just black. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Interesting.
The Eye of Sauron is red, Wardy. It's not black.
I hate the Lord.
So I don't think this is the Eye of Sauron at all.
I don't
think
think
it's more
so.
likely
I
to be a
didn't say
black hole.
anything about the Eye of Sauron.
You see, this is the problem with Lord of the Rings fans like you. They always want to make it about Lord of the Rings.
Never watched Lord of the Rings.
And still you want to always talk about it. It's crazy.
It's insane, isn't it?
That's how influential that movie is.
Yeah.
And the books. Do you know the books were first?
Oh, you're such an idiot.
Yeah, cybernetics are coming out. If I use my powers of looking into the future, I think we're gonna see a Stargate here. But I could be wrong.
I mean, I'm with you. I don't think. Why would you not go? Is there a good reason to not go Stargate in this patch with the energy overcharge? It just seems so good having the oracles like jacked up on energy all the time and stuff. It seems insane. I know mana's
Imagine
Archon drops, but
you build 4 DTs, and then you right-click a spore that now only has 300 HP instead of 400. No?
let's say again.
You build 4 DTs, and then you right-click a spore that has less HP.
Yeah, that was pretty good yesterday.
You know, there is a guy on the ladder that I often play with my Zerg, and I forget his name, which is bad because he has one strategy. He has 2 strategies. One, he has a DT drop where he'll fly with the prism, like he'll warp in DTs, then he'll fly with the prism to the main, but the DTs are walking to the 4th or the 3rd, and he just right-clicks your spore, and he hopes that you're following the prism, and then I lose the game. And I'm like, okay, that was frustrating, but we can go again. And then I play against him, and he opens up with like 3 Void Rays or something. I'm like, ah, right. He's like a mass air enjoyer as well. And then he's like 3 Void Rays. He's trying to snipe like my 4th base and stuff like that. And then we're like entering like minute 6, minute 7. And then 4 DT show up with my 3rd base and they click the spore. And I lose the game again. And then he stopped searching games because I just saw both of his strategies again. Then he doesn't snipe me for 9 months. And then 9 months later, he repeats.
You have the best of times, don't you?
Yeah, dude, you won't believe my ladder games. It's really something else.
Should watch some of those sometimes. They sound fun.
Yeah. My Zerg games are actually wild because I play like such a clown as well. Like I try to play standard and then, you know, I get excited over something. Oh, never mind. Throw the plan out the window. We're doing something fun today. Ooh.
Nexus drops down to the base. PvZ really takes ages to do anything, right?
What?
It takes ages for anything to happen in PvZ.
What do you mean?
I don't know, like, I kind of usually just ignore the first couple of adepts and then it feels like nothing happens for 5 minutes.
I mean, sure, yeah, if you ignore the early game interactions, nothing's happening.
I don't know.
If we pretend that these oracles aren't flying around looking for damage, really, the first 15 minutes, there's nothing there.
Exactly, it's insane how passive this matchup is.
Yeah, that's crazy. 0 interactions between the players. That is so silly.
They should add some of those in the patch.
Yeah.
Player interactions.
Player interactions. We should give each race just 1 unit that they can use to run to the middle of the map and they fight each other.
When it gets like bonus minerals.
1 second, Wardy. There's player interactions. 4 adepts here in natural. Gonna kill a couple of drones at the same time. Oh, Solar forgot that he needed a spore in order to deal with these oracles. Now sending more drones into the meat grinder that is ShoWTimE's oracles. ShoWTimE's gonna get 10 kills here. 11 kills for ShoWTimE. 34 workers to 51. Oh, look at that. Solar did open up with a fast Evo chamber this time, but one of the worst things that can happen to someone with a fast Evo chamber, you know what that is, Wardy?
You lose a bunch of drones.
Yeah. To be fair, losing drones is actually always bad, even if you don't have a fast Evo chamber, but it's particularly bad if you do have an Evo chamber because it's more expensive. He's now going to try a strategy that won't work, and it's going to be frustrating to watch. Well, actually, it's going to get every single stalker here. No way. I'm not buying this, Wardy.
I mean, this shouldn't work, right? I mean, we're just spamming units here, but ShoWTimE is in a little bit of trouble, maybe. Oracles will be a big factor. Oh no, the Stalkers get caught again.
That was pretty bad, actually. Why would he be out of range of his battery? Oh no. I was gonna say I'm not buying what he's selling, but he's just shoving it down my throat. And he's shoving it down the ShoWTime's throat.
Yeah.
That was not good Stalker positioning there whatsoever. That was very poorly done. We still have one Oracle with quite a bit of energy. Should probably be activated right now, trying to clear some of these links. ShoWTime is not using it. Stalker's in the back. Can they do something? Okay. Now we finally activated. Cannon is about to finish up. Don't forget, Solar still only on 37 workers. ShoWTime has been macroing behind all of this because he's a beast. Batteries don't get recharged here. The cannon stays alive, and these queens are gonna end up falling. Phenomenal play here out of ShoWTime with an insane save there on the cannon.
Yeah, that was clutch. Energy overcharge comes in. The cannon gets healed and is saved. And just that extra DPS continue to come out is huge. Now this queen goes down as well, and ShoWTime holds. Loses 15 pros, but he did enough damage early, and Solar caught enough that, you know, as long as he survives, this is generally good for ShoWTime. Now has Blinken +1. Man, he made that difficult for himself, but he found a way out of the ditch they dug.
Yeah, he lost like 5 Stalkers for free, and then the fight was close. It's like, well, imagine with 5 more Stalkers how that would have looked. He's like, a lot better. Solar's gonna try again. He realizes that GG gets called. ShoWTime wins the series 2-1. Phenomenal player. This could have ended very different.